Well, hello everyone. So yeah, this is the very last video of the very first portrait that I have honestly ever done in my life. I've always considered myself an artist. I've always considered, and everyone has always called me an artist. But honestly, when I actually had to actually look at whether or not I was a professional artist versus a hobbyist, technically, and in my opinion, sadly and terribly, I fell into the category of hobbyist, and that has really truly stayed true for me because I haven't been able to devote any time at all whatsoever on doing art. And so this is my very first portrait I've ever completed in my whole life. It's also, and immediately I jump in with both feet. I do it in color. Granted, thankfully, I was intelligent enough to do it in monochrome. So, and yes, I did do that Harvey Milk thing, but that was so on a whim. So this Barbara Gittings is the very first portrait that I consider actually having done, actually having, in my opinion, for myself personally, professionally completely finished. I consider this completely and totally finished now. I am not going to go back to this unless even if I do really up my art skills and really turn them into something absolutely stellar, I might, unless I know how to actually, I don't know how else to put it, kind of crack this image open and redo this actual image. More than likely I will end up actually taking out a whole new piece of paper and completely redrawing it from scratch and doing the whole thing all over again from scratch. But I don't think I might, but I personally, at the moment, right now, I don't think I'm going to actually take this painting itself as it is and do anything else with it, anything new with it. So in my opinion, this is completely finished. It's completely done. And I can't tell you how relieved I am to actually be done with it, to actually be finished, and just to be able to put this thing in the past. It is such a it is an albatross from off my back and off my neck. Oh my gosh. This was so hard and so difficult, and it is really true. You really are as good as your references. You are as good as your references, especially if you're trying to draw real life and stay true to real life. If you're drawing fantasy, if you're drawing, knights and maidens and dragons and stuff like that, you can fudge on it. If you're drawing if you're drawing anime, you can fudge. If you're drawing, if you're doing something for like a magazine cover, you can fudge all that thing. You can just run wild with your imagination. You can make them look gorgeous. If you're doing something like Star Trek, sorta, you can, do whatever you want. But this, you have to stay true to real life, and you have to get it as close to accurate as you possibly can, and you have to make it as accurate as you possibly can. And when you can't fudge at all, it's literally like this. It makes me think of the TV show Traitors. There was a TV show called Traitors. It was Canadian. David Hewlett played in it. I got really big into everything that David Hewlett was in. He's a Canadian actor, Canadian-American actor, and he played Rodney McKay on the TV show Stargate SG-1, but initially he played in the TV show called Traitors, and man, you had to actually get everything accurate. Even though it was a fiction, you still had to get it accurate. And that's kind of the way I see this. I had to get it accurate. I had to get it right. I had to get it as close and as true to the original as possible as I was going to be able to get it. And personally, I think I failed miserably, but I'm calling it done. I'm calling it done. I'm considering it completely finished, and I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself that I actually completed it. I'm proud of myself that I completed it to the point where I'm actually willing to shellac this piece now and put my signature on it and leave it be and not mess with it again. In the line of all of this stuff, I do plan on doing kind of like a Wikipedia, Wikipedia page read and doing a full out Barbara Gittings video. I don't think I'm going to do that this week. I think I'm going to do that for the end of the month, possibly. But I am definitely going to take all of these videos, put them together into one master video, and do all of these individual literally protesters. You can even call them, quote, terrorists, unquote, because that's definitely what they're, what they're calling protesters nowadays. Everybody who's protesting for Gaza, everybody who has protested for Black Lives Matter, they're calling them terrorists. They're calling them threats to society. And it was no different back in the day, sadly and terribly. It is worse now. They actually, back in the day, they wouldn't federally arrest you. Now they are federally arresting you, which is really horrible. Back in the day, you could manage to get at least a job at McDonald's. Now you can't even get a job at McDonald's if you do actually protest. So, it is way worse today than it was in yesteryear. So, but I mean, back in the day, if it came out that you were gay, you were automatically fired from your job. You were seen as a pervert. You were seen as a predator. You were seen as a pedophile, and you could not, you were kicked out of your family automatically. And so these people were very, very, very brave. They are our history. They are our history in America. We need to not downplay it. We need to admit how apartheid America was and still is today. We need to admit how eugenics eugenics America has been and still is today. And we need to praise, these are our heroes. These are our heroes. And these are the people who we need to be putting, creating statues for, making plaques for, and hanging their names up on, walls and whatnot, and carving it into monuments. We need to be making monuments to these people right here, literally. These people who have fought for my rights and literally everybody else's rights, and for women's rights. We still don't have, that I know of, any monuments or plaques built to any of the women who fought for women's voting rights. We literally need to make plaques and statues and monuments to all the women who fought for the right of women to vote in this country. I mean, I was not even taught about that. So in the end here, I am going to take all of these videos, that created this one final piece, this one final image here, and I am going to compile them, into one comprehensive video. And I am going to, at the bare minimum, at least do a Wikipedia page read about this Barbara Gittings and her life, and, at least her political life, and what she fought for, and who she was, And I hope that I can, try not to get teary-eyed here, but I hope that I'm honoring her. I hope that I am, in my own little way, honoring her memory, honoring what she fought so hard for. And I hope that this image, would have made her proud. I mean, I don't know. Some people are really picky about art, and maybe not, but this is my best try at doing a portrait, and I'm proud of it. And I'm very, very proud of myself for actually finishing this, bringing it to completion, where I'm actually willing to shellac it now and leave it alone and leave it be. And I can't tell you how relieved and how glad and how grateful I am that I actually managed to complete this. I can't tell you how glad I am that I did this piece. And I hope it makes her proud. I hope it makes her descendants proud. I hope it makes her supporters proud. I hope it makes anyone who's around who knew her proud. And for the people who are left or still around, most importantly, I hope it makes, the rainbow crowd proud. It definitely makes me proud, and I am asexual and I am lesbian. And it makes me proud. So I'm proud of it. So I don't know how many people. I hope the whole world watches this videos and the others connected to it, and especially the one that I'm going to do at the very last here, you know, that compiles all the videos together. I don't know how long that's going to be. I don't know if I'm going to leave them as is or if I'm going to speed them all up and try to mush them into one quick little 30-minute video or what. But, yeah. Happy lesbian, gay, bi, transgender, asexual, questioning, and queer, two-souled, intersexed. I mean, I can't think of it all. You know, just happy Pride Month, everyone. Happy Rainbow Pride Month. And yeah, we need to learn about our history. I don't know about any, I never learned any about this. I was never taught so much in school. And I'm sure that, especially with the way things are now, they're keeping things, they're actually trying to go backwards from the way it was before. I at least was taught about Native American history a little bit when I was in elementary school in Yukon, Oklahoma. And, you know, that's all I was taught. I wasn't taught anything about any of the Rainbow Pride, any of the lesbian, gay, bi, transgender, asexual, questioning, queer, two-souled, you know, any of it. I wasn't taught any of this at all. And I was never taught even about, you know, Black Lives Matter history or any of it. It just was not part of school. And I went to school, you know, in the 90s. I went to school in the 90s. So, and I went to public school. So there you go. There you go. Happy Pride Month, everyone. And I'm so glad this is over and done with. I'm moving on to the next one, Orange. Bye.